you haven't already, I invite you to close your outer eyes and open to your inner eye. Open to the vast expanse of the universe within you. And as we breathe into this moment, I invite you to take in these words by Mark Nepo. He begins with a little fish story. The instant fish accept that they will never have arms, they grow fins. I confess I was surprised to wake one day with this knowing about fish. It seems a cone or riddle to decipher. After living with it a while, I've come to feel that it holds another key to faith. That before we can be what we are meant to be, we must accept what we are not. This form of discernment asks us to let go of those grand fantasies that take us out of our nature, that make us work to be famous instead of loving, or perfect instead of compassionate. Yet to the instant, we can accept what is not in our nature rather than being distracted by all we think we could or should be, then all our inner resources are free to transform us into the particular self we are aching to be. This act of acceptance is a risk that frees us because we can't find the growth that awaits us until we give up what is against our very nature. It is this surrender, without knowing what will happen next, that allows our lives to truly unfold. And so we just breathe into this moment, this holy moment made holy by our very presence for each of us, a particular self, a unique, unrepeatable expression of the one holy presence. Banded together in community. A particular self. A particular community, a particular moment. And so we just relax into harmony for that which we are meant to be. We release the thoughts of could have or should have, thoughts of conflict, of insecurity, of fear, of unworthiness. We clear it all away, that we create a void to be the particular self we are called to be. We create space to express the particular Christ potential that is ours to express individually and in community. And we come to this knowing, we come to this moment consciously, cultivating our soul, cultivating our hearts, cultivating our minds, so that we are in alignment with the true holy presence. Expressing, living, moving, having its very being as each particular self. And so as we rise to harmony, we rise to love, we rise to wisdom, we take this knowing and this truth, this precious holy moment, into silence. for the experience of being a particular self in a particular community on this particular day. For the knowing of that which we are not, that we may open to that which we are, and for the ability to live fully in that knowing. For the blessings that will pour forth from that living. For the great ideator who instigated it all. For love and for life, we are so grateful. And so be it that we move forward in this knowing and in this gratitude, in this harmony and in this community, fully centered in our particular selves. Amen.
I woke up this morning and I opened up my eyes. I stared out the window, and what to my surprise was a snow-covered hill and the earth standing still for all to see. And I said to myself, what a precious world I'm in, where each moment is a lifetime and a new life can begin. And we have the vision, the light and the life that never ends. And I am as you are, and we are the universal seed. And all this creation was born out of what we believe. And I do believe, yes, I do believe. So hold in your heart all that you desire, and what you never wanted, let it burn in the fire. 'Cause you have the power to plant any flower and watch it bloom. And I am as you are, and we are the universal seed. And all this creation was born out of what we believe. And I do believe, yes, I do believe. And I do believe, yes, I do believe. Thank you so much. Thank you, Randy. Thank you.
Thank you. That was incredible. Next time I want to bring my saxophone, if that's all right. What a band. Awesome. Thank you. Yes. She said, I do believe, I do believe. So do you believe that you are a creative being? Do you believe that you are creative power? And do you have that belief consciously every day when you wake up to that same alarm clock? Do you? All right, we're going to get somewhere today. I'm here today to invite you into a deeper awareness of yourself, a deeper consciousness of yourself, a higher consciousness of yourself as a creative being. And I believe that there are two things that we need to do that, to enter a deeper experience of our own creative power. We need to know what it means to be a creative being, to be creative power. And we need to know how to put it into action. So we're going to begin with our affirmation today. Let's say it together. Through my faith perspective, I unleash my creative genius. How about that? Genius. How does that feel in your mouth? Creative genius. I want you to say your first name right now. Say your first name. Wait a minute. No. Is. All right. Is a creative genius. Now say your first name is a creative genius. And now say I am a creative genius. How does that feel? Yeah? Does that feel good? Does it feel true? Yeah? Do you feel like you just put on your big girl pants or big boy pants? Through my faith perspective, I unleash my creative genius. So first we need to know what it means to be in creative power, to be creative power. And I believe that it is through our faith perspective that we're able to put that power into motion. And so that's what I want to talk to you about today. Let's hear from Albert Einstein. Genius. Creativity is intelligence. Having fun. Is he having fun in that picture? Creativity is intelligence, having fun. And when I think and I hear that intelligence, having fun, I think of pure intelligence, divine mind, God, the one holy presence in the universe, having fun. And I go right to Genesis, right to the creation story, right? Let there be light. Separating waters from waters, the dry land, the birds, the fish, the animals, the vegetation, people, a day of rest. Sounds good to me. That is intelligence having fun. Let's go to the next slide. Jean Piaget. If you want to be creative, stay in part a child. With the creativity and invention that characterizes children before they are deformed by adult society. How about that? Stay in part a child. And we saw Einstein staying in part a child, right? Staying in part a child. I have two children, as you heard David share with you. Josie, who is 12, and Jamie will be 11 on Wednesday. And I'm sharing with you their pictures this was from the first day of school this year on the right, and on the left, they were obviously younger. And they are two divinely creative beings that bring me joy. And they are my greatest teachers, right? As I'm sure you could say about your own children or the young people in your lives. And so I want to tell you about them because they illustrate a point about creativity so clearly. Josie, my firstborn, I put her in a high chair for the first time to give her Cheerios, right? A good first food. Develop her motor skills. You know, I'm being like that first mom in full excitement for what's about to happen. And the child puts her Cheerios in a line and proceeds to eat them one at a time. Okay. And so she goes with feeding her. I never had to worry about putting a bib on her. I never had to worry about changing her clothes. I might have to clean her hands a little bit. She's using her hands, maybe a little dribble on her chin, but this is a neat child. Then came Jamie. Put her in the same high chair. Give her some Cheerios. And the hand swipes across the tray, knocking most of them off the tray. Some are in her hands, and she kind of throws them at her face. And, so some are sticking in her hair on her face, and maybe one makes it into her mouth. And so it goes with Jamie. So I am trained by her at that point to put her in the high chair, strip down to her diaper, because it's just going to be easier to hose her off in the sink afterwards, right? And so, not only does she make a complete mess, food everywhere, all over her, when she's done, she chucks her plate across the room. And this is how we know. And then here comes Josie, who can walk by that time, picking up the tray. No, Jamie, my child of order. And so who's the creative being? You guys are good. Now, if you were at the first service, no, cheating. They are both the creative being. And so it goes when they start playing with toys. Josie puts her toys in order by color. She has cats and dogs, little figurines, together by breed, stacked in rows, like a little army of cats and dogs. Jamie, she's taking her toys apart. How does this work? Everything is disarray and all of this, right? And you're right. They are both creative beings. Josie is hard at work creating order. Jamie is hard at work creating laundry. She's creating, or we could say experience. She's creating experience. And I'm so grateful that they have each other to learn to balance those two inclinations out. And for me, it has been extraordinary learning, how to not force Josie into my perception of creativity, break the order up a little bit. I tried that and learned very quickly that brought her stress. It was against her nature, all right? So, chaos. Jamie. Order. Josie. When I say the word chaos, what comes to mind? Random. Disorder, disarray. Fear. Maybe. Disorganization. Possibility. Does that come to mind? Yeah, but when we say the word chaos, that situation is chaos, that room is chaos, that family is chaos. We don't really ever use that in a positive way. We don't say, and it's just full of possibility. That's not usually how the comments go, right? But when we talk about possibility and we talk about potential, and there's this hope and this vibrancy to the words and the way we even use the words. And so I think it's so important to begin the conversation with our ideas and our judgments about chaos. How did I, as a new mother, judge Josie's experience of creativity as very orderly? Now, you already know I'm a musician, so I lean a little more towards Jamie's expression of creativity and order, if you will. So as we examine our use of the word chaos, our use of the word possibility, our understanding and relationship to the meaning that those words hold for us, we can come to the root and the core of how we hold ourselves as creative beings. Genesis, in the beginning, when God created the heavens and the earth was a formless void, and darkness was across the face of the deep. That, my friends, is chaos. That is disorder. That is the unformed. That is pure possibility and pure potential. Maybe a little scary. But if we can live in that moment and embrace that moment, as I'm sure your ministerial call committee has learned to do, right? Live and embrace in the unknown, the unformed, as possibility, as potential. Then what's next? And God said, let there be light. Divine inspiration. And I will tell you that I was stunned when yesterday Robert shared with me about your process of inviting your past ministers back to speak. Divine inspiration. Beautiful. That is an invitation and an intention for healing, for harmony, for identity, right? That is moving in and with your creative power as a community, collectively. And so what we can do individually, we can do in community. So I'm I'm going to stop at the first 2 days because I think that that's the crux, and that's where if we can just live in those 2 days, let there be light, divine inspiration. Day 2, separating the waters from waters, forming a dome above the earth. This is sky, right? We still don't have an attachment to outcome. We still don't know exactly what we're creating. We're not caught up in the shoulds or the coulds or the I need to or possibly not going to. We are just in divine inspiration and intention. And this is where faith comes into play. Day 2 is the experience of faith, for it is faith that separates the waters from waters. It is faith that activates divine intention. Faith is the suspension that is moving in the form, giving shape to that inspiration. And so what is your faith perspective? Do you understand that you are always using faith? You're using it as belief. I do believe. And what is it that you are believing in? Are you believing in what it is that you are called to be? Are you believing in the truth of your being? Or are you believing in the fear? Are you believing in the insecurity? Are you believing in the unworthiness? Are you believing that you should have arms instead of fins? So where is your faith living? Jesus said to Peter, on this rock I will build my church. I give you the keys to the kingdom of heaven. Now, if I could personally influence somebody to interpret the New Testament, I would ask them to have Peter's name changed to Rocky, right? Because in Greek, it's Petros, and rock is Petra. And so it's a play on words that we totally lose in translation. You are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church. You are Rocky, and on this rock I will build my church. And I give you the keys to the kingdom of heaven. The kingdom of heaven is the realm of all possibility. Now, that's how we say that, right? The kingdom of heaven, possibility, potential. Chaos is also the kingdom of heaven, the realm of all potential and possibility. Check our judgments. Check our beliefs. Where are we living in our belief about a given situation? What is our judgment doing to drive us, to help us navigate or give us resistance against our navigation through any given situation? It comes back to intention. To be completely ridiculous, if we were to plant a garden and put, a row of pumpkin seeds and a row of zucchini seeds and maybe some tomatoes or kale, some other good stuff. I don't know anything about gardening, but let's just say we did that. We would not expect the zucchini seed to create an affirmation to become a nice fat round pumpkin. Right? I mean, that's ridiculous. I'm not going to affirm myself into pumpkinhood as a zucchini seed. Right? But don't we do that? Don't we do that to ourselves? We get an idea of what we should be, what is a measure of success for a thing that we should be. So it is not a lateral move. When we bring our intention into our creative power, it's not a lateral move over to be like this person or that person. It's not a move across the rows in the garden. It's a move from inward out, creating and living from and expressing outwardly all that we are called to be, all that we are meant to be, all that we are creating. That is creative power coming into expression. You are a unique, unrepeatable expression of the one holy presence in the universe. And when you show up fully in the identity of you, your unique flavor in the garden of community, you are the gift simply of you. And the community needs you. Your family needs you. Not to be a pumpkin or a tomato, but to be you. And so can you own that? Can you own and step into a place of chaos moment by moment? Because it's not just a one-time thing where I'm going to just step into chaos here for a minute because Jackie said it's a good idea, and the Bible starts there, and then I'm going to find my divine inspiration, and then I'm going to live from that intention, and I'm going to go forward and create a life that I want, and it's all good. No. If we were to literally translate in the beginning from the Hebrew, it would sound like, in the beginning of the beginning that is always beginning. In the beginning of the beginning that is always beginning. Opportunity. Moment by moment, you are in opportunity to engage and to be present to possibility, to potential, to your unique divine calling of who you are to be in this world. What gift the divine is forcing itself into expression as you. Think of that. There's no mistake there. As you. Can you be with that? Can you be with that even if it's a little scary or overwhelming? Can you sit in the chaos of that, the possibility of that, the potential of you? Open to divine inspiration, just let there be light. Step into intention to create you as full potential into your world, your community, your family, your job, whatever identity you want to hang on your human self, because that's what we do. And can you live in that truth and walk in that truth moment by moment and embrace the chaos as it comes? Welcome it as it comes. And know that it's not a place of disorder. It's a place of the unformed. It's a place of potential. It's a place of opportunity. With the same vibrancy, can you say the word chaos with the same vibrancy that you say possibility, that you say potential? Can you smile and breathe into the chaos? And can you do that when it looks like everyone else is causing the chaos? Because really what that is just resistance to chaos. When there's conflict, that's a resistance to the unformed. So the conflict itself isn't chaos, though we might identify it as such. When I say that is a chaotic situation because there's conflict, there's fighting, there's arguing. I'm thinking of certain political debates. We might try to identify that as chaos, but it's not. It's the resistance to just being with the unformed. That's the conflict. Our resistance is the conflict. Our fear is the conflict. But the chaos itself is simply the unformed. So if we can know that and embrace that and step into it, then we are empowered to create what we will from it, day by day, moment by moment, situation by situation. And we are able to then embrace the gift of who we are. What are we to bring to this chaos, to what is unformed? And we begin to shape it. And if you step in community, and I'm shaping it, and you're shaping it, and then we have other people come in, and we begin to shape together through intention, through inspiration, then things like inviting your past ministers to come speak happen. And when that happens, then healing happens. Yeah? I haven't been here 48 hours, and that's been made clear to me. And that's a beautiful thing. And it's an example of what you can take to your personal lives. When you step into your identity, release that which you are not meant to be. Embrace that which you are, because you're the only one who can do it. And step into it and show up as that. Claim it, be it, know it. Allow your divine inspiration and your intention to flow through it. And then step into the next phase of chaos, possibility, chaos. Can we say it? chaos. Yeah. Step into it and just flourish, right? And live and open in your divine potential, in your Christ potential. And so it is my hope for you, my blessing to you, my desire for you to embrace the chaos in your life, to identify it, to know it, to call it, to say chaos with the same vibrancy, the same hope that you can say possibility and potential. And let there be light, divine inspiration. And as you begin to separate the waters from waters, and you take your intention, activated by your faith, your belief in your potential, you, a unique, unrepeatable expression of the one holy presence, you create your life. You live as a creative genius that you are. And so be so blessed in every new discovery that you make, spiritually, emotionally, relationally, in community, as individuals and together. Thank you.
Suspend all disbelief and just dream. You might be surprised what you will see, 'cause anything is possible. Everything's right here. Anything is possible. It's perfect and it's real. You hold your destiny in your hand. It's time to realize everything's right here. Anything is possible. It's perfect and it's real. If you just believe, if you just so hold a vision in your heart, 'cause there's no better place for you to start, 'cause anything is possible. Everything's right here. Anything is possible. It's perfect and it's real. If you just believe, if you just believe, anything is possible. Anything is possible. Be the vision, be the Possible. Well, anything is possible. Anything is possible. Well, anything is possible.